What are we talking about today?
Ghost stories.
Ghost stories. Okay, so you have a few. I as
Yeah.
well have
Okay.
like a couple.
Let's start it off.
Oh, well, first off,
We gotta say hello.
do we? Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
we back.
We finished Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Well, okay.
my God.
Well, we haven't watched like The Hobbit, but we
Yeah.
finished.
The trilogy, the first trilogy.
Yes. Thoughts? Frodo was a fucking bitch. Doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. The main character, honestly, is Samwise. Is Sam?
No.
Yeah.
No. That's the main character.
Just a little visitor coming
Yeah.
through. Yeah, we were.
No, I think King
Hold on.
Aragon. I don't know their names, but I think he's honestly
Aragorn.
Honestly, I think he's main character.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm wondering if we should backtrack a little bit.
Okay, how?
We just kind of jumped right into it.
Well, what is there to say?
I don't know. Just hey, we're back to our old setup here. And what's so funny is
don't care.
we came out here, and we were like, okay, we're gonna start setting up. Well, here in good old small town Cheatham County, there have been another pass through. There have been these yellow trucks everywhere. And I guess you probably can't see them behind us now because they're all down there. But
Kristen took pictures.
Yeah. Check our Instagram.
Well, I figured you.
It'll be on the story. Okay, I can put them up. These trucks for a couple months now have taken over Cheatham County because they're trimming the trees and stuff back away from the power lines or whatever. But so I get over here to Hannah's and they're in the driveway. And I'm like, okay, well, there's just one truck, Well, we get back here and start setting up back here because this room's brighter. I'm a little more comfortable with the setup. I think it looks a little better. Anyway, so we're setting up. They start coming down the driveway with the trucks. And there's I don't know, 10 or 15 of them out there.
And they're all sitting around vaping.
Yeah, and so they start cutting down the trees. So we're like, okay, well, I guess we'll wait. Which kind of worked out because then our dad brought us wits.
Yes.
So,
shout out.
Not sponsored, but
Not
should
sponsored,
be.
But should be. Number one girl.
Yeah. So we kind of was a little delayed. So if the lighting is a little dark.
Yeah. No one cares.
So today we were going to talk about some of our ghost experiences.
And then we also wanted to let you know our feelings about Lord of the Rings.
Right, because we finally finished Lord of the Rings. We started several months ago. And just because of the dynamics of watching anything at my house kind of takes a while because...
Well, first, I'm not going to say that we were watching it illegally. But it was kind of hard because the streams weren't working and the subtitles were fuck.
And Hannah and I have to have subtitles.
When you have this old tree man who's all like that, and he's telling you about the story of his people, you have to understand what he's talking about.
We were rewinding, wait, what did he say? And then it would mess the dang stream up.
We were like, where are the women and the children trees? The whole fucking second movie is just him.
And we didn't realize we weren't watching the extended versions, which we should have been watching the extended versions from the beginning, but then that makes them even longer.
So the only movie that we watched, I guess, in its entirety was the third one.
Yeah, the last one.
Not The Fellowship. What is it called?
Oh my God.
You have the
Return of the King.
Return of the King.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we really
enjoyed it. It was nice.
Y'all know I'm all about the fantasy anything, so for me...
Yeah, it was good. I think Frodo is kind of like one of those main characters that don't do anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know he's carrying the ring, and that's like a burden, and that's like a psychological thing.
Why would it be Frodo anyways? I know it was kind of just
Well, it's because Bilbo was
I know because Bilbo had it, but...
I don't know.
Y'all couldn't have handed it off to anybody else.
And they were supposed to switch, him and Sam. Kind of pass it back and forth.
I don't think so.
No, because Sam was like, I'll help you.
Well, he tried, but Frodo wouldn't let him.
Yeah, Smeagol.
Take it off. It bends us.
We'll be nice to you if y'all nice to us. nasty hobbitses.
Hobbitses.
Smeagol, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Not well.
Well, 5 out of 10. Good guy. Prudence is here, by the way, if you can't
You hear the little
jingle jangle.
We don't have any food.
She on that jingle jangle.
We don't have any food. But yeah, so Lord of the Rings. If you haven't seen it,
good watch.
Watch it.
I mean,
it might take you a couple months.
It will take a portion of your life.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's nice. Yeah. Legolas, Zaddy. Okay, but Aragorn, Zaddy.
I think that's how you say
it. I don't even need to know how to say his name.
Because there's an R.
Yeah, I don't need to know how to say his name. He's great though. I don't like how they made the
Arwen
and Arwen. Elwyn. Yeah, they made all the names were a little too close together. Yeah. And I hated, now I know I'm not reading the books, so I'm not like involved, but like you're like, oh, he's in the Gondorian mountains, and then someone's like, I thought he went to Mistrif, and I'm like, you're calling the same place 5 different names.
Yeah. But that's one reason too the subtitles are so helpful.
Kind of. Me and Kristen both were like, we're just kind of confused.
But I still enjoyed.
Oh, no, it's great.
It would probably honestly take another watch through to really.
And the second we finished the third one, I kind of was like, now I kind of want to watch from the beginning and watch them live this journey.
Yeah. All
right. Well, anyways, that's our Lord of the Rings. Any other things about Lord of the Rings? Gandalf's great.
Yes.
But I feel like I don't know, like I can't see his like HP and his like power. Stamina, because he didn't like do much, but I was thinking like can he?
But then he blinded all the. Oh my god!
Nazguru. It's kind of
Nazgard.
Nazgard, because it sounded kind of like
a place, isn't it?
No. Because it sounded kind of like Nazi. So that's how I remember it. Nazgard.
Because in Shadow and Bone, they're called Volcra, and it's kind of a similar thing.
No,
that's what I was trying to call it.
It's Nazgard.
Volcra, but
it's in the mouth of Sauron.
Sauron.
That shit was great.
He said, "You know what? Actually, I'm just gonna chop your head
he said, "All right." Spoilers. He's like, "Fuck you, guy."
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, so that was good. That was on our long time list.
Where's the nose of Sauron?
Right.
You have the eye of Sauron.
Mouth.
You have the mouth.
I guess
where's the ears of Sauron? And the shoulders, knees and toes. Anyways, all right. Ghost stories, Kristen. Kristen's got more than me.
I wouldn't say that I attract a lot of paranormal activity, but I've had quite a few instances in my life. But
I think you should talk about the big one. Your house just is haunted.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's excuse me. It's confirmed by several members of Josh's family
who have all lived in the same house at one point in time.
So,
shout out Barbara.
Yeah, so we believe it to be Josh's grandmother Barbara, and what's so weird about it is ever since we moved back, there'd always been little things. You could hear the pots and pans shifting in the cabinets and the trash can, because we have the kind of trash can where the lid is kind of like one of these boys.
Yeah.
So every now and then you just hear the trash can bop, bop.
And you'll look at the trash can and it's empty. There's nothing
no
was hanging on it. And I think Barbara is just in her zone. She's just doing her thing in the kitchen.
Which, yeah,
I think she must zap in and out of consciousness almost.
Yeah, but I mean, she also is upstairs sometimes, and sometimes she's downstairs. So I don't know. Which I believe that a spirit can come back to Earth when they want, and can be somewhere else if they want. You know what I'm saying? Because who's to give limitations on spirits?
Whom's to say?
Right.
Well, what I'm saying is sometimes she's very. She very much is, in the know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She does shit that is, Barbara, calm down. But other times, she's just fucking with the trash can and the pots and pans. She's just doing her thing. So, I'm not necessarily consciousness, but I feel like she sometimes is just living her life in her house.
Just going through the motions.
Doing her thing. And then sometimes she's like, Joshua, you know? And so, it's a back and forth.
It really, really started to get, pretty noticeable whenever I was pregnant.
She was active.
Yeah. And which if you're friends with me on Facebook, you might remember this post because I made a big long post about it and a lot of people were talking back and forth with me. But so I cannot remember if I was pregnant or if Margot was a newborn at the time.
She was a newborn. You talking about whenever Josh heard stuff?
Yeah.
She was a newborn because you were in the living room watching Roseanne or something.
No, I was watching Salem, which is like a scary devil, like paranormal-ish. I wouldn't say paranormal. It's like witchy, devilly type. I don't know. It's a pretty spooky show, which is good. That's one of my recommends. But
shout out.
So I'm in the living room. I don't know. It's probably Prudence is rolling in the grass. I wish you could see her. But it's probably like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. It's something like that. But when Margot was a newborn, like, of course, her sleep schedule is not great. And Josh was still working. So I would just, stay in the living room with her until I was, like, ready to go to bed or whatever. But so I was watching the show, and all of a sudden, no, I was pregnant. I'm pretty sure I was pregnant.
You were because Josh came running in there.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just laying there watching. He comes running. He was like, hey, were you just in the bedroom? And I was like, no, I've been here, like, watching TV. He's like, no, you were just in the bedroom. I'm like, no, I was not in the bedroom. And he's like, well, somebody just came up to me and said, Joshua. And I'm like, I don't even call you Joshua. Like, I don't say that. And he's like, well, it was definitely like a woman's voice saying Joshua. And so at this point, we know that, like, Barbara is who we suspect to be the ghost in the house. And
prime suspect.
And I'm like, you think it's your grandmother? Like...
Yeah, because, like,
is it Barbara?
Who else would call him Joshua?
I'm like, did she call you Joshua? And he was like, yeah, she called me Joshua.
But, of course, he's totally unfazed, and he just goes back to bed. He's like,
oh, okay, well, that was weird. Whatever. Then there was another time where I believe Josh was out of town. And I was once again in the living room late at night watching something on the TV, and I'm hearing what sounds like a full-on conversation. Right? It sounds like I'm only hearing one voice, but it sounds like a person who's like in conversation. And it's like a woman's voice, and I can't quite make out what they're saying. It's kind of like if somebody's talking like in another room, like you can't really make out what they're saying, but it was just a full like she was just talking.
Or like those people, she's so cute. Or those people who, those videos that are like, this is what English sounds like to non-English speakers, but like,
yeah.
The tarf.
It was kind of like that, and like, so I paused it and listened for a second. I said, no, fuck that, and I just turned the TV back on, because like, I don't want to be like, hey, shh, quiet down in there, you're bothering me, you're scaring me.
Why not?
I don't know. I know you talk to her all the time in the house like that, but like, for me, she just baby, just do your deal, do whatever you're gonna do, Barbara, and I'm gonna continue just doing me.
I just don't like. She chooses to do things when I'm there sometimes, and I think it's because
scared of it.
I'm not scared of it. I just don't fuck with that. Period.
Yeah.
So when I'm over there, it's almost like she wants attention or something, and she does shit, and I'm like, Barbara, can you like not?
What was it that happened recently?
To me?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys were all outside, and I was in the basement changing clothes, because I was in like jeans and like. No.
Not comfortable.
Yeah, so I put on some leggings or something, and I was in the basement, like in the garage area. And you guys were already, I think it was like a parade or something, so you guys were already in the front yard. Yeah. But I heard someone say, hey, come on. And it sounded like crying at first, and I was like, they're all up there. So I just put my little leggings on and walked outside and was like, that was funny.
Yeah, because you came up and you were like, were y'all just down there? And we were like, no, like nobody went back into the house.
Yeah, because they all were like out. So that happened just recently. You saw like a figure.
Oh, I see shadow people all the time.
Shadows all the time. Me and Kristen.
Holy shit.
What you say? Sorry. No, me and Kristen will be in the kitchen cooking, and like, it was one time, because Josh always will come up behind you and try to scare you, but it was like a tall ass shadow on the cabinets above us, and I like turned around and it was like nothing there. I was like, okay.
But it really feels
It's not like hateful.
Threatening, yeah.
Yeah, no. I just like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not scared Barbara is going to like.
Oh, and Margot, when she was little, remember? She'd be in her room playing, and I'd be like, Margot, come here. And she'd be like, oh, that's just my mom. Be right back.
Yeah, but also she's kind of like.
What are you saying?
I'm saying, like, in her imagination, she fucking vlogs when there's no camera. I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying she could be talking to people. She could also just be like, "Hey, what's up, you guys?" Yes. So
yeah.
I actually have to go. You know, because that's what she does. So that
I don't know, but that's just one thing that she did that was kind of.
Well, there was that one time too. You were at the dryer, and it was like the fold down dryer, and it's. It's super old, so the springs in that thing are not.
Well, there's no springs.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
You have to physically shut it. Yeah, I was at home by myself and doing laundry, and so I'm taking the clothes from the washer and putting them in the dryer, and of course I've opened the dryer, and I'm putting clothes in the dryer. I turn back to the washer, boom. The dryer door shuts and it starts, and you have to like press the button to start it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I was like, okay, I'll just leave it. And I just went back in the basement. I mean, I don't know if that was like a helpful.
That's honestly kind of just what it is, you know? Yeah. You just kind of like, Barbara, like, fucking leave the trash can alone, please.
And like, so when I had made like some posts on Facebook about it, some of Josh's cousins commented, and they're like, yeah, when we lived downstairs, like,
shit happened. Didn't they specifically say the trash can too?
Yeah, and they said that the trash can and the pots and pans, and they had like another like cutesy little name for it or whatever, I can't remember, but they said it happened to them all the time. And so, it's just kind of, I guess she's just kind of always just chilled out there.
It's just normal. It's not like a threatening thing. There's definitely something going on, but it's not threatening. So
even Josh's dad, like, he lives upstairs, and he said that, like, at one point,
well, he'll smell.
Yeah, he smells her perfume in the house just randomly, and like he said that when he was little, she would always like sit at the end of the bed to tell him goodnight or whatever. And so he said sometimes, like, he will see, like, the end of his bed, like, depressed. Like, somebody has sat there. And, like, I guess she had, like, a very specific cough. Like, she would cough. And so, like, he says he hears that sometimes in the house. And even crazier, he had, like, a crazy ex-girlfriend at some point. And I guess they were in an argument or something. And Josh's dad said that he literally...
Well, they both. Him and the girlfriend at the time.
They saw the shadow come up, raise a hand to the woman, and like smack.
That's the only thing Barbara has ever done.
Yeah, but I mean, that's if it's Barbara, like, that's her son.
The woman was out of line.
Yeah.
So good on Barbara.
So I mean, like, I kind of experience stuff pretty often at home, but like I said, and Ralphie never reacts. My dog, he never reacts in like a way. Sometimes you'll catch him like,
staring at a wall or something,
and then he'll follow something, and then he's like, whatever. So like, and our nanny has always told us, if the animals don't react, then don't worry about it. And nanny tells us too that like she always feels our pawpaw with her.
Yeah.
Like at home.
And boyfriend also felt pawpaw.
Oh, yeah.
He got scared. He had to leave.
Yeah, other people in nanny's house have felt the presence of our pawpaw. Which, like, so I guess, I don't know, maybe our bloodline is like.
Did Barbara die in that house?
No, actually, I don't think that she did.
Because I know that pawpaw died in that house.
No, I don't think that she did. Her and...
Well, I don't believe that spirits are tied to where they died. Yeah. I think it just depends.
I mean, they could even be tied to people.
Or they could get sucked off.
That's true. Or what was the other one?
They...
Go down on them? Did she just go down on me?
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, so, I mean, I'll tell you my very first ghost experience, which was actually very scary and felt very
spoopy.
Yeah, and like really heavy, like fucked me up for a while. I was in middle school and I was at a friend's house, and there was a bunch of us girls there. I think I was in 8th grade maybe. And so her living room had like Like, you go in the front door, and it was like a long living room, and there was 2 doorways on each side of the living room. And they usually kept this one shut off. And so there was like a big beanbag there. And so we were all sitting sort of in that area where the couch and the beanbag and everything was. And this is the point where I had like a flip phone, right? And like a prepaid. I think it was prepaid still. And so like it's dead. The phone is dead. It's sitting on the opposite like side table by the open doorway. And we're all down here. And my cell phone starts vibrating like it's ringing. And so we all kind of look in that direction. Well, the phone is vibrating so hard that it's literally spinning on the table. Get out of here, Jesus, name I pray. It all happened so fast. So we all turn and we look at the phone. And then I swear to God, I swear on my life, these hands with like long fingers and long nails, they were like black almost, like jet black, crusty, scary demon hands, creeped around the door frame, right? So we're fucking frozen, all of us. We're like, you know, and then the top, it looked like almost like a wooden sort of like mask almost.
Maybe it was the witch doctor from that one episode of Scooby-Doo.
I don't think so. This was
real fans know
this
what I'm talking about.
This was demonic, and it was like that same, like almost like burnt wood looking, charred mask thing. And I see the top of it with the eyes. We're all seeing the same thing, right? And so once the eyes come up, we all just absolutely lose it. We're like screaming, crying, like fucking losing our shit at this point. And the girls whose house we were at, her mom was back in her bedroom, and then we hear her mom run from the bedroom down the hallway, boom, 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 through the kitchen. And once she hits the kitchen, it's gone. Like, we see the little hands and the face just disappear. And she comes in the door and she's like, "Oh my God, what happened? What happened? Are y'all okay?" And we were like, how do we even begin to explain what we just saw, right? And this girl did have a brother with friends, but like, they were not there. Because that was our first thought, like, oh my God, is your brother here, like, fucking with us? But even so, this did not look like a person in a costume or a person.
Yeah, it was like an ethereal figure or something crazy.
And I don't think I've ever fully recovered from that experience.
I mean,
that was the scariest shit that's ever happened to me.
That's what I was about to say. If something like that had happened to me, I think I'd be pretty fucked.
Yeah. And we all sat there, there was probably literally 8 of us girls, and we all saw the same thing because we all started just saying it at the same time, like what we saw. So it was just...
I wonder if someone in that group is, like, haunted.
It had to have been somebody, because I've never seen anything like that, like, since then. And there were some girls there, I think, that I had probably only hung out with once, and that was that time. Because it was like...
Are they alive?
Yeah. It was like, and I'm really curious to see if anybody, recalls this memory the same way that I do.
Well, you should start like a Facebook group and be like, "Hey, does anybody remember that one time
we got fucking haunted?"
I would just ask, like, because sometimes, I mean, I'm sure this isn't the same for you, but sometimes I have memories that are like so deep in core memories for me that am I like, did that even happen?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Did that even happen?
But we all sat there and talked about it, afterwards.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that was your vibe, your experience with it. But sometimes I'd be like, did that even fucking happen? Did I just make that shit up? Not even just with scary memories, just in general. I'm like, did that even happen?
Right.
Am I the drama?
I'm not the drama.
You remember that one time we were in Florida, and we were in that little park, and we were like taking pictures.
Yes.
Grandfather time.
This was on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we were taking pictures, and I was like, hanging out with the big kids. Kristen hated me back then. So it was a privilege for me to just be hanging out. So we hung out at this park.
We were all on a walk.
Well, we hung out at the park at nighttime.
Yeah. Because their neighborhood
was right next to like a public little playground.
Yeah, there was like a little park that was like next to a church.
And it was like right down the road.
Yeah.
So we were like playing at that.
There was a bunch of us, probably 10 of us.
Yeah, it was nighttime. We were all playing and stuff, and of course our little like
No, it wasn't one of those. It was like a digital.
Was it a digital? Okay,
digital.
I knew it was something.
It wasn't that long ago.
Because we wouldn't have seen the photo. So anyway, so we're taking pictures and stuff, and then like they look at one of these pictures and they see like a faceless figure.
And it was like you could see almost like an arm moving.
Yeah, it was something like that. So we all looked at the picture and was like,
we ran. So
we all went back, and then old crazy Pop, he said that it was grandfather time, and that grandfather time did not have a face.
Yeah. Well,
that's before he got...
That same night, this was another really scary thing that
happened. Well, but hold on. But with the picture, we discovered it was just someone moving quite fast, so it looked like that. But Pop said it was grandfather time, and that grandfather time did not have a face.
I think he had dementia or
Alzheimer's something, at the time. Didn't he used to always say like there was like owls or some shit? I don't know. He told me it was grandfather time, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pop. That's fucking right.
We were genuinely spooked, though. And we didn't find out that it was probably just one of us until years later.
No, it was like later that night. It was later that night.
Because one of the girls tagged me in it, like on MySpace or something, like years later. Anyways, that same night I was with this other girl, and I don't know why, it was just us two. We were closer in age than like everybody else. I think this was before the picture, actually. And we were walking the same neighborhood, right? And the details on this one are a little bit fuzzy for me. But we're walking, just the two of us, down this little dark road. And we see like this figure.
You know, this isn't helping your theory that you're not the haunted one.
Well, now that you say it.
We were in Florida, so that girl that you were with was not a girl from here.
No. But this was something different.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure it was just a black figure in street lamps?
It was like a big, tall, almost Slender Man-esque.
But I'm sorry. You don't think this fucker is that?
It's not me, because it has not happened to me like that.
Maybe you were just haunted for a period of time.
Maybe. But anyways, so we're like, pretty far down the road, we see this tall black figure step into the road, into the middle of the road, stop and turn towards us. We cannot make out any features on this thing.
And then didn't the street lamp go out?
Oh,
something like flickered, and then y'all couldn't see something, and then he was closer.
Yeah.
And then y'all saw him like running at you.
Yes, yeah.
So you guys like got
so we're
the
like
fuck out of
we're
there.
like looking down at the road at it, and then I think something happened where for a second we didn't see anything, and then it was closer, and then it started running. So we start taking off running all the way back to the house, fucking freaking out. And I'm pretty sure that had to have happened before we got spooked by the ghost picture.
I don't know, but I remember the ghost picture being debunked later that evening.
Who knows?
I was young, though, but I do have a good memory, but I was also young, so who knows?
Yeah. But, so that was pretty terrifying. Experience.
I don't have experiences like that. I have, of course, that one girl who'd be friends with, black teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to steal her story, though. Shout outs. But I was at work one day. I used to work at a restaurant, and everyone said that the mansion, it was the Fontenelle mansion. So, was it Barbara? What is her last name? Is it Fontenelle? No,
what is her name?
Barbara Mandrell.
Barbara Mandrell.
She had the biggest log cabin, and so it's like a mansion. So there was you had the mansion, and then there was zip lining, and there was wineries and distilleries and a gift shop, and then the restaurant. So it was in a concert venue. So it's this huge grounds, So people used to always say that the mansion was haunted. I never went up into the mansion. I was not lucky enough to go into the mansion. Especially not when Miley Cyrus was there. But whatever. I'll just have to fucking sit and my sorry ass in the restaurant.
Regret that for the rest of your life.
And I didn't get to go. But anyways, so everyone said that shit would move around in there all the time, but nothing had ever happened in the restaurant. But so if you've ever worked in a restaurant, the soda stream things. The boxes of that has the bag of the soda.
Up the syrup
Yeah. So they did that, and then they had just replaced the Dr. Pepper or something.
Yeah.
Someone liked it spicy. They were like, "Why isn't this working?" They pulled it out, and the bag was completely drained. It had never, but there was no residue of any kind of anything being in there. It was vacuum sealed, but they clearly remember picking it up,
and it was heavy.
And
Because those things are super heavy.
Exactly. And there was no spill on the floor. The box was not messed up at all. And it, like I said, it was like vacuumed, like...
Yeah.
Like there was no residue of Dr. Pepper inside. So that was weird. That did not happen to me, but that was weird. But then I was washing my hands at, of our like little washing hand station. And I hear someone come up behind me and go, hey. Oh. And I was like, oh my God, Tori, you're so fucking funny. And so I like turned around and I was like, hey. And then there was no one there. And I was like, just gonna wash my hands
and get the
and leave. And then I was like, hey, did you just come and like whisper some creepy shit in my ear? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, great.
Oh my God.
Love that for me. That's the only thing that's like happened.
Yeah.
Of course, at your house, shit like that happens every now and then. And then I've had stuff happen in this house where like I'll go to plug. Now it could just be like electrical issues. I'll go to like plug up a stream of Christmas lights and they're all blacked out. Like they've all individually burst. Like not the glass, but like they're all like blacked out. So that's kind of weird. And then my record player used to come on in the middle of the night and it would always be like the Beatles, like at the end of like one of their crazier songs where it's just like fucking bang, bang, bang. Like it's just like trains and sirens and like shit. And it would come on in the middle of the night for like 5 seconds and then go back off. So I'd be like, and by the time,
like so disoriented.
And by the time I woke up to the fucking 7-car pileup that just happened right next to my bed, it would turn off and I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I got that record player at a Big Lots, so maybe it's haunted.
The Big Lots is haunted. You just took the spirit with you.
It's still in the closet.
Yeah. But I think that's, actually.
Just little shit like that.
Let me tell you, going further back even, I had a scary experience. But it was not my fault.
I think you're haunted.
I'm not haunted. It was not my, this was not, if I am haunted, this is why, and it's not my fault. We were at our, I guess, I don't guess that, maybe you were there. We were at our dad's sister's house, and May's house, and when she lived in Nashville. And there,
the room with the dolls?
No, we were outside. There was it was like a summer night, and like a bunch of her grandkids and nieces and nephews. And there was a ton of us out in the front yard. There was a ton of us out in the front yard, and one person was like, let's do a seance. I don't know. I'm like 10. I'm like, okay, like, sure. And so they get candles, right? There's like several candles, different size candles, and they put them in the middle of a circle. There's a bunch of us out there, and we all hold hands. We're doing the seance in the middle of the night on some sketchy street in Nashville, and one of the girls...
You probably fucking called a ding, 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 ding. You called like it's some random street in Nashville. People probably have died right there.
Yeah.
Saying you was ringing the bells for all the ghosts.
Yeah, and the one of the girls said, like, if someone's here with us, blow out one candle. One candle. There were several. There's probably like, I don't know, 5, 6 candles there. I don't know how many. And after she said that, we felt a wind gush. Okay, but it didn't feel like it was coming from the environment. It was like just on
kind of random, and it only blew out one.
Yes, it only blew out one single candle. Me and like 3 other people got up so fucking fast and were inside the house before, like, it was so scary.
I don't think I was there during that.
You might have been in the house.
I don't know. I had a friend growing up where their family is super, like, into that kind of shit. Like, they have rocks. I don't know if they do to this day, but they have rocks from the Blair Witch Cave.
Absolutely not. And they tell you
in every single room of their house they have
They tell
rocks.
You specifically, don't take any rocks.
I know. That's the whole reason that they have them. But yeah, they would make us do like Ouija boards all the time.
I don't fuck with a Ouija board.
I know. I was an innocent bystander. Sometimes I might have been in.
Mama, come get me. They got out the Ouija board.
I would have been bullied. So what was I supposed to do?
I would have been gone.
But yeah, and then we would do the Ouija board, and then we'd drive to the graveyard, and then their grandmother would like tell some story about how she like sees this bitch by the bridge down there, and so I too feel like I see someone at that bridge, but it's only because I think
You've been brainwashed?
I've been brainwashed. I don't think I actually see something. My number one fear, not my number one fear. I have a lot of those. But like one of my fears is that like I'm going to be driving at night and like I'm going to see like someone who's obviously like in need of help, right? And it's like on this, it's just going to be like a dark road.
Like a bloodied woman.
Yeah, or like a baby carrier in the middle of the road. And like, I'm sorry, but I cannot stop my car.
Well, they say not to because
a lot of those are setups. Exactly.
Sex trafficking.
Well, just like setups.
Yeah.
You know, get out of this car and we'll fucking knock you in the back of the head and steal your shit. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And so I'm always like, I'm never gonna know the name of the road that I'm on whenever I see this bloodied, battered woman or like this man laying in the road. Because like my natural.
If it's a man, I'm leaving him.
Oh yeah.
I'm 2 streets over before I call the police.
Really, it's really just babies. It's really just babies. But then that's what I'm saying. How can I literally drive past like you see like an abandoned toddler in the middle of the road with like just a diaper on, you know it needs to be changed.
Yeah.
Like, how do you drive past that? Even though I know that that's like a fucked up situation. Like I'm like, that's scary. That's just supernatural or something. I can't put myself in risks to grab this little baby. Yeah. I just need to escape and call the cops.
Yeah. Well, that's what they say to do.
That's why I don't know if I actually see somebody by that bridge or if I just, my brain is so hyper aware of like, is there someone? It's almost like I'm looking for there to be some kind of weird casualty on the side of the road that I'm going to have to react to.
Well, you get like shadow eyes all the time.
I do have shadow eyes. I do feel like I see shit all the time. Yeah. It's all right though.
I don't like to drive at night anyways.
Well, no.
And driving by myself at night.
That's a hazard.
Boy.
Well, me and Josh just watched the Texas Chainsaw movie last night.
I won't watch it.
And yeah, we watched it. It was pretty funny. And I was like, are you going to let the dog out? He was like, no, I'll let him out later. And I was like, you're just going to send me out here by myself? What if I get chainsawed?
What's Ralph going to do if a man comes out here with a chainsaw?
No, but then Josh would be paying attention to the dog, ergo paying attention, I don't know, to make sure I make it to my car. And I was telling him, he's like, you scared? I was like, I'm scared to walk out to my car at night anyways. All the time over here.
I always watch, make sure you get in your car.
I always run. Even in my own home, I run from my car in my carport and I run into my house. Yeah. And I do the same thing at your house, especially when you're coming from this way and the lights from the shed make it look like there's 3 of you walking.
Oh, yeah.
I don't fuck with that. I just have to ignore it and I just take a little jog and I'm like, woo. Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, nothing too crazy. How long have we been going?
37 minutes.
Do you want to read a ghost story?
Well, I do have something funny to add. Okay. I told you about this already, but something had happened like a few weeks ago at the house. I was like, oh, that Margot was like, I think it might have been the trash can or something. And Margot noticed it. And we've talked about this openly with her before. And she was like, what was that? And I'm like, oh, it's just, the ghosts in the trash can. She's like, ghosts aren't real. But someone said at school ghosts aren't real. And I'm like, Margot, yes, they are. And she's like, nah, you're playing. I'm like, no, Margot, yes, they are real. Like, they are real. And she was like, no. And she was like, I don't understand what you're saying to me. That's literally what she said. Like, I don't understand what you're saying to me. And so I tried to explain to her that sometimes, like, when people die, their spirits stay, on earth or, like, on this realm with us or whatever. And she was like, I don't get it. And I'm like, well, being 5, you don't really understand death anyways. But
she does.
She's been to enough.
She's very hyper aware.
Yeah. But like, so I was trying to tell her, like, sometimes like, how like in your body you have your soul and, like when your body dies, sometimes your soul doesn't leave. It stays with, the people you love or whatever. And she's like, okay.
She just kind of like agree to disagree.
Yeah, she's like, you're telling me they're real, so I take that as fact, but I don't understand how.
Yeah, no.
But, and, Margot has said before about our grandpa who died that, like,
she sees him
and talks to him, and, like, he plays with her and stuff, which is, like, so bizarre because nobody feeds that to her. That like would just come up out of nowhere on her own.
Yeah.
And like she was, how old was she? She was
like 2 or
3.
3.
She was 3 when he died. And she's actually been to a lot of funerals to be 5, which is super sad and disheartening.
She's also a Capricorn, okay? And I don't know if it's a Capricorn thing, but we are like hyper aware of like time and death and dying and like just anxiety in general.
Yeah.
So what was it? We were watching a video. It was a TikTok. You were showing me a TikTok of how like instead of cremating or whatever, they can like naturally like let your body decompose in like a vat of dirt.
Yeah.
Kind of, and then that way your body is like useful for the soil and shit. Mm-hmm. And so I was telling her, I was like, I would not want to be like that. And so Margo was like, what is that? And so we were trying to explain it to her because she's watching them with us. And I was like, you know how people get like cremated or they get put in the ground. And she was like, what'd she say? She said, Chris, she said, I don't want that to happen to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's gonna happen.
I said, but it's a long, long ways away. Like,
yeah,
you
don't
like,
even need
to worry about it, baby. Don't worry about it.
It's just gonna happen. So then we showed her like videos of like oranges like decomposing.
Yeah. Well, she had that one moment where she ran into the living room.
She said, no, she was real smart about it. We were like, stuff just like when stuff dies or something gets old, it just decomposes. She's like the pumpkins outside. We were like, yeah, like the pumpkins.
And she said the Pumpkin Jack book. There's a book about.
Well, it was like Halloween time, so the pumpkins outside were like rotten and getting old.
But she had that one moment, remember, where she just ran into the living room and was like in I don't want to get old.
Yeah, she was like in tears. So, me being a Capricorn, I had to like let her know, like, hey girl, it's okay. You get to like drive when you get a certain. Yeah. Not that was exciting for me. I doubt it'll be super exciting for her, but
I hate that she thinks about things like that.
She just
does on her own.
It's our cross to bear.
We were watching a video, me and Margo, the other night. She really likes to watch like restoration videos of like like a rusty old
clock
getting
and then they make it work again.
Yeah, and she said something to me because there was a sparks coming off like he was welding 2 pieces of metal together, or whatever. She's like, oh, is that what happens when people get roasted? I was like, what? She's like, she started laughing. She's like, I mean, cremated. And I'm like, Margo, what? She started laughing. She was like, I said roasted. I meant to say cremated. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, they do put you in fire. You don't
fucking. Can you imagine? You're like a trick candle. You're like.
That was kind of funny.
That
happens. People get roasted. I'm like, roasted.
What did she say? Ralphie, okay, Kristen's dog has a thing where he barks at the TV just because he sees something on the TV.
Usually a horse.
It's anything now at this point.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to train him to not do that, and Kristen will yell, "I'll put you out! I'll put you out!" And then Marco said, "Out of this world."
Yeah. I was like,
and the way that she said it, she was like, out of this world. And we were like,
it's like, dang, Margo, no, I don't mean that.
What the fuck? And I said, is that a fucking threat? It's gonna happen to him.
She's a mess.
Well, I was gonna say, if you wanted to read a ghost story.
I don't have it, I don't know.
I know you didn't have anything prepared.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Hey, we filled up 43 minutes worth of our own stories.
I mean, that's pretty sick. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any other stories.
Yeah.
Just stuff with electronics.
Yeah. Well, something that.
Go ahead.
What? Go ahead. Something that after our grandpa died, when we were all in, the sun is right in my eyes. It's way up high. I'm
trying to be tall for you.
Oh, if I go up higher. We were all in Florida for the funeral and stuff. And I think it was, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I know he used to not like that grandma would have all these lamps on in the house, when he was alive. And so after he died, 2 of the lamps, the light bulbs
he's blew. Damn, I'm still having to pay for this shit. Turn that shit off.
2 of the light bulbs blew.
Good.
And I think several other things happened like that. And of course, all the time, my grandma and aunt and stuff, they will find pennies everywhere. And even in my car, because it used to be his car, I find pennies. Like, I will have, like, just vacuumed the car out, and then, like, the next day, there's, like, 2 or 3 pennies in the floorboard. Yeah. And
you know what my favorite thing that he left us? Fifth Element.
Oh, yeah. So,
the car has, like, a DVD player on it.
Yeah.
And so, like, whenever the car is, like, not
yeah, you can't
in
do
motion.
it if
like, it's not going to... It'll play the audio, but it won't show you the screen.
Yeah.
So, Wendy's here in Pleasant View is notorious for having, like, the longest fucking line. Yeah. So, over, like, the period of maybe, like, 2 or 3 weeks, me and Kristen slowly watched all of the Fifth Element, which was it the only movie that he had?
It was the only movie
that was in the car. It was the only movie that was in the car. I don't know if it was a him thing or if it was in the car whenever he got it.
He did like Fifth Element.
But we watched Fifth Element. Yeah. It was good.
It was good.
It was good. No, the other thing I thought about real quick is when I was little... That's an aerobics queen. You tell me right there. No, when I was little, and a TikTok just like reminded me of this. I used to sit on my mom and dad's bed, and the way that their like bedroom is, it's like here's the bed, and like here's like the door for like the bathroom. And there's a big mirror, and then it's the door to leave, you know. And so I was sitting on the bed, and they have like those banisters.
It's like a 4-poster bed.
It's kind of like a banister.
It's not a banister. That's like a
whatever. It's a fucking stick, okay? So I was little and I was holding on to the little stick. My little feet's on there. And my mom was like, you know, back and forth from the bathroom to the bedroom to the living room. And then she eventually like cut off the bathroom light and walked into the living room. And it's like from the light shining in from the bedroom to the bathroom, I saw like a dark figured man in like a hat. And I said...
Oh yeah, and that's like a universal thing.
Apparently,
that people
see. Well, they said did you have childhood trauma or some shit? I don't know, and I didn't. Not that I know of. Maybe the hat man did something. I don't know, but
he's like, little girl, do you know you have trauma?
Yeah, he's like, I'm here to talk to you about your childhood trauma. But yeah, little hat man, and so from like to this day.
Candy man.
I've never seen that. To this day, I am never in there when it's dark. Like I turn off the bathroom light and I like to like the bedroom door to leave. Like I like kind of like run. You know?
I've always ran through there too.
See, it's spooky.
Yeah,
Kristen doesn't remember or recall seeing the Hat Man because like maybe a couple weeks ago I showed you that TikTok where I was like the Hat Man and you were like, oh, I haven't seen that, and I was like, I saw that fucker. Yeah, no. But yeah, I do not just hang out in that dark bedroom because of that.
Dude, I don't know. I hope that I'm not haunted.
That's probably what the fuck happened to me.
Oh, you think it was my haunting that came?
I don't know. I know that if I look at myself, if I get real close to like a mirror, I freak myself out. Like if you make faces in the mirror, it makes me scared.
Josh does that all the time. He goes into the mirror, starts making crazy faces. He's like, "You ever do this?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do that."
I think it's a Capricorn
I don't
thing.
look at myself that hard.
No,
then I'm gonna be disappointed.
I get real close to the mirror and I'm like, and I'm like, and I get real scared and I'm like, fucking scary. And then I have to leave.
You know, I am blinded. I don't fuck with haunted houses at all.
Oh no,
I don't mess with.
That's
why
my thing.
Am I paying you to make me feel panicked and scared and anxious?
This is my thing.
Also, y'all are real life people holding these chainsaws and these knives.
Well, see, this is the thing.
And what's wrong with your brain that you're working here?
Kristen
doesn't want to make people feel scared. Something's wrong with you.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's not fun. That's not fun.
Not to you, Kristen, and not to me.
That's not fun. If that's your idea of fun, go to therapy. Sorry if you like haunted houses and I've offended you. But what's wrong with you? I am blinded.
Anyways, so Kristen doesn't like scary movies and she doesn't like haunted houses. Nope. Okay, I love scary movies, but like I said, I was kind of spook magooged when I went, I was leaving the other night. But I don't fuck with haunted houses. Again, said friend from earlier, they used to do like a haunted like little like woods
hayride.
Well, they did a hayride. The hayride was far scarier than the fucking woods because that shit. Everyone was fucking dogpiling in the middle because no one wanted to be on the edges because there was people fucking banging on it and there was like a scarecrow. It was like a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not like a haunted house person. I like to sit comfortably somewhere and just be in the environment. Like, I think it's fun for people to get scared, and I'm all for it. But like,
no thank you.
I'm not gonna put myself up in there, you know.
Absolutely not.
Kristen hates it. So me and Josh, we watched.
Margo, y'all were watching that last night.
She got so mad.
And she had her iPad and she wanted to show me something or show y'all something first. She like went to go out into the living room, and the movie got real loud and scary, and she just came running right back to me. I said, "Don't go in there. They're watching something so scary." And she goes, "Scary movies are just not for me. That's too." She said that's too much for me.
Well, she watches.
I said, "Me too."
She watches like Scream, and she's like, "That's just a guy in a costume."
Oh, because that's like thriller, suspense. That's not like murder, gore.
I mean, I guess
that's totally different. I don't even want her to see shit like that.
No, I mean, I agree.
I mean, you were like 4 years old and watched every single Chucky movie.
I was forced. So this is
no, you did that shit on your own. I
specifically
specifically remember you sitting in front of the TV by yourself watching Chucky, and then coming through the house with a knife.
Now that I remember.
A butter knife.
That I remember. But
Chucky want to play? Come on, Chucky. Like you were ready to fight.
That's what I'm saying. That part I remember, but I don't remember willingly sitting down and doing that. What 2-year-old would do that?
You did. You liked him. Call Mom and ask her. You did.
I don't. Call her right now. Call her right now. On air. Because I don't think I...
Sorry if you get any feedback from the phone.
I don't believe that I willfully sat... I know, but look, she's not going to know. She's only going to remember the knife part. Make sure that's not what we're questioning. Okay? Like, oh.
Hello?
Hey. Hey. So we're literally live filming a podcast right now, and Hannah and I have a disagreement. Do you remember when Hannah was little and she watched all the Chucky movies?
Yeah.
Didn't she do that on her own accord?
Oh, yeah, because that sounds something I would want.
Exactly. No, I remember Kristen and Brittany turning them
Chucky,
on.
You want to play?
I remember that part, but I don't think
I didn't turn those on because I don't like watching movies like that.
Brittany was there.
Brittany doesn't like it either.
Brittany,
but look,
Brittany makes you do shit you wouldn't normally do. Look what y'all did to poor Brooke that one time.
No, that was us together.
You blew pepper up her nose.
Hannah just thought that.
I want to say even Hannah helped y'all with that, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
What did I do?
Probably.
What did I do?
Anyways,
sorry,
Brooke. That was the question we wanted to know if Hannah watched them on her own accord.
Time that I was asked.
I said, call
Put it
Mom.
on the calendar. Call Mama, that's right. Okay, love y'all.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
Well, I don't remember that, but that's okay. I do remember running around the house.
Anything me and Brittany did together, we came to. We literally said, "Ooh, what can we do?" And we Googled pranks together.
And you did all 30
on the
of
home
them.
desktop computer.
You did all 30 of them on poor Brooke.
I'm sorry, Brooke. I am really sorry about that.
Are you?
I am sorry. I know she watches, so.
Are
really,
you, though?
That was never intentionally to be mean.
What did I do to help?
You were just in there giggling with us.
Well, probably. Because you weren't being mean. I was like,
Hannah acts like I beat on her as a child.
I would be like, hey, Kristen, slams the door in my face.
No.
Okay, Kristen.
We're 5.5 years apart. That's a big difference.
But
when you're young.
Kristen, we also have it.
Can I help you?
I had a crazy heart palpitation. That was wild.
Is your blood pressure all right?
I don't know. I think so.
Damn, check your pulse.
Feel it, though. Feel it.
Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance.
For me.
For
Sorry.
her.
I had to add a weird. It was like. Anyways. I was. Sorry.
Damn, I feel like I'm out on the beach.
Oh,
God dang.
Look.
It's way above your head.
No, it isn't, though.
Yeah, it is.
Shut your mouth. Go. What was I saying? Oh, no, we have it on video. You and Aaron, I'd say this a lot because it's the only pure evidence I have that no one can dispute.
Oh, my God.
Kristen and Aaron were jumping on the trampoline, and they were filming it for whatever the fuck reason.
We liked to film home videos, movies.
Till Kristen got tired of it. And then...
Until I grew out of it.
Anyways, and then you hear, like, the door open to the house. You hear the door open to the house, and Kristen goes, and I'm like, hey, and Aaron's like, hey, Hannah, and Kristen goes, I'm leaving, and she jumps off the trampoline and fucking storms off, and then I get on the trampoline and jump with Aaron for, like, a hot second.
But you don't remember what could have possibly led up to that scenario.
You don't fucking know anything.
You would terrorize in the littlest ways. You were very...
One time,
God dang.
you falling apart over there.
Help me.
I'm fucking having
Somebody
a
help
heart
me.
attack. I'm like having heart palpitations, and you're like,
I'm fucking blinded is what I am. God dang.
Where's Damon when you need him?
Put out the lights.
No,
I feel like I'm in the spotlight.
This other time, I'd be like, "Hey, Kristen," and this has happened before. She had accidentally slammed my delicate little fingers in the car door. Okay, it was by accident.
I'm sick of talking about this.
But then the next time I was like, "Hey, Kristen, I'm coming out your side of the car. Don't slam."
You know I can't hear.
I said, I'm coming out your door. Please don't slam my fingers in the door like you did last time. And what does this bitch? She slams them again.
I can't hear.
There's
I have hearing problems.
There's always some excuse to her actions. When she bit and slapped me when I was a newborn, it's because she didn't know I was
6
real.
years old.
Again, would you expect your child to do that? No, she's never bit or slapped a baby. You were around. You had Kayla and JC, both young children around you. JC was like 2.
I'm just telling you what Mama told me.
Well, she fucking lied, because I think she's trying to make you feel a little bit better.
I'm an angel, baby.
No, she's trying to make you feel
I'm
better.
the angel, baby.
All I'm saying is that there's always a convenient excuse to explain.
Are we friends now?
Only because I allow it. Because I feel pity for you.
Oh, that's fucking rude.
All of her friends are like, you know, either they're like, they don't live here or they don't exist. Which is okay. I don't have like a huge gaggle of friends. I hang out with people here and there.
I don't want friends.
I accept being your friend. I just find it funny. There's always an excuse.
Wow.
Anyways.
Wow. Well, I guess we can wrap up this month's. I don't know. Wow, that's great.
I tried to help you a minute ago.
We tried for several weeks to get to a moment where we could record something, but it just wouldn't happen. Our weekends stay real freaking busy.
Yeah, we're real busy. I was tired.
And also, too, we want this to be fun and not something that we feel pressured to do, like, you know, because mainly it's for us.
Yeah.
And whoever watches and enjoys it. But
it is for us.
Yeah. But so.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the ghost stories and then Kristen being blinded by the sun. And drop on in the comments. Who do you think was the terror as a child, me or Kristen?
Okay. Most of y'all who are watching really do know us and have known us our whole lives. So let me know.
But though, yeah, go ahead and taste that sun, bitch. No, what I'm saying is I do not claim to be an angel like some people. That's my thing.
That was a joke. I was a teenager. I was a preteen.
But you always try to say you were the nice. I was such a good kid.
I was a good kid.
I was a good kid.
Ask anybody. Call anybody.
All I'm saying is that this bitch was kind of mean to me. That's all I'm saying. Period.
And you were kind of mean to me.
I was brought up in a hostile environment.
You were a conniving child.
My only blood was constantly
I would see your
on
little
me.
brain formulating a way to just get me in trouble before anything even happened.
But why do you think I did that, Kristen?
You were conniving.
No, it's because you would slam the fucking door in my face and slam my fingers in the face.
Because I'm 15 years old and my boyfriend is at the house and this bitch is standing at the end of the bed just staring at us while we're trying to watch America's Best Dance Crew.
I was given permission to do said stuff. And look, now we're all 3 best friends.
That's true.
Who would Josh watch a Chainsaw Massacre with? Nobody.
Himself.
Nobody.
Because it wouldn't be me.
And we. You guys gotta watch that fucking movie on Netflix.
Oh, it just came out on Netflix.
The way that boy be slinging that shit around.
Oh
It was great. Anyways, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Again, no one's a innocent angel here.
An angel.
An angel.
Well, anyways, it went from ghost stories to
Sibling rivalry.
yeah. But you know, that's how it is. I think it's better to fight with your siblings than to be weirdly
And be like,
obsessed with each other.
I support you in all your endeavors.
Sometimes you gotta be like, bitch, if you say another fucking word to me,
I will.
your life is over. But we weren't even that violent with each other, really.
No,
we
every
didn't
now and
physically
then,
fight.
Every now and then we would run around the couch and be like, well, you unloaded the dishwasher last time, you know, or some shit like that. Yeah. But it was more almost mind games, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
You would exclude me, so I would come up with a little something. What I'd be interesting to know is who came first, like the chicken or the egg. Were you mean to me first, and that's why I was conniving, or was I conniving first?
I think you're a Capricorn. You were just born that way.
Yeah, but our emotions aren't for. Our emotions are not for naught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why we act the way that we do.
What's in the past is in the past. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so. Anyways, okay, well, I guess we're going to leave. Oh, look like I'm like Heiling Hitler.
Don't. Anyways, yeah, okay. So we'll see you when we see you. Hopefully in maybe 2 weeks or so. We're shooting for 2 a month, but we'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Dink, dink, dink.
Ding, 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 ding.